Well, this here is the Honda City Automatic, and if you're in the market for a mid-size car which offers you an automatic gearbox, then this is probably your best bet. But why do we say that? We'll find out on the show today. Well, talking about the back seat of the Honda City Automatic, it's always been a nice place to sit in. Headroom is more than adequate for someone who is my height, which for reference is 5'10". The room also is more than sufficient for everyone here because the floor panel here is almost completely flat, and the seat over here has got plenty of space for the middle occupant because there's hardly any intrusion from the floorboard. You also get a very wide cabin at the back, which means that sitting three abreast isn't a problem. And the best part is that you get your own AC vents, and you also get two power outputs over here. So if you are someone who's constantly on his mobile phone or his tablet, then you should have enough juice for those devices sitting here in the back seat. It's one of the best cars in this segment for people who prefer to be chauffeur driven in. Well, so if you're planning to sell your old car first before buying the new Honda City, then you should definitely go ahead and check out Cars24. Visit any of the 50 branches and sell your car at the best price. Not only that, Cars24 will instantly transfer the money into your bank account and will also take care of all the paperwork, including the RC transfer. So definitely go ahead and check out Cars24. The Honda City's cabin is a nice and classy place to sit in. Key elements include a touchscreen for the AC controls, which is a unique feature, and the best part is that the front seats are probably the best in this segment when it comes to overall comfort. So how is the Honda City CVT to drive? Well, I have to say that it's a nice little car to drive. The 1.5-liter petrol engine is tried and tested not only for reliability but also for fuel economy. We've been driving this car since the morning. We've driven well over 200 kilometers and we're getting figures in excess of 12.5. We're getting 12.7 on the computer over here, so that is pretty good and pretty respectable considering that it is a 115 bhp car that we're driving. What you also enjoy about the car is its nice ride. It has a very pliant ride, very supple ride. If you're driving this car in the city, you can easily take it over those badly patched up roads and over those rumble strips without any issues at all, and none of them will really make any impact inside, and you will really feel rather comfortable inside this car. And even on the highway, this car feels very stable. It really does hug the road and drives very nicely. And if you're doing speeds of about 100 kph or 110 kph on the highway, the engine is spinning at a relatively low 1300-1400 rpm, which means that the cabin also feels very quiet and very nicely isolated from whatever's happening on the outside. So it is a nice and quiet and calm cabin to be in. What the engine is also supreme on is performance. This engine is phenomenal in terms of the performance. It's a very nice and rev-happy engine, unlike some of its rivals, especially the Verna, which tends to become boomy when you rev it and doesn't really respond very well to the inputs. This one starts responding from about 1200-1300 rpm, and even when you're revving it hard, you take it all the way up to 6000 rpm, the engine does deliver adequate power and feels like it really has more to go and will offer you even more power. So for keen drivers, the City Automatic CVT is a very nice car. And if people complain about the CVT gearbox being a little sluggish and having that typical rubber band effect, that's quite okay because you can always use the paddle shifters here behind the steering wheel. Well, what you'll also like about the City is the excellent visibility all across. The visibility from the front is very good, the visibility at the back is very good, and the side view mirrors offer you a nice and chunky view of whatever's happening at the back. So it's a really nice car for driving in the city. The steering wheel on the car is also very nice because it has the right amount of weight. It's neither too soft like the Verna and neither is it too heavy like some of its other rivals. So it is a nicely set up steering wheel. It gives you the right amount of feedback, and it's very good not only for keen drivers but for average boring Joes like me. It's a nice car to drive and won't tire you even on the longest of long day behind the steering wheel. So overall, what I'm trying to say is that if you're on the market for a petrol automatic, then the Honda City is your best bet. It is a nice car to drive. It's great for fuel economy. It's very good in terms of the reliability because this engine has been around for a while. And yes, there is the Vento TSI, which also sells for about the same price, and a lot of enthusiastic drivers prefer that one. But for the typical average Indian car buyer, this is a better bet because the Vento's spare parts are a lot more expensive than this one, and the German brand also doesn't have the same kind of reputation when it comes to after sales as well as resale values as the Japanese giant does. So overall, I would vote for the City when you compare it with not only the Vento but also with the Verna in the automatic version of the car. Well, so if you're in the market for a mid-size petrol automatic, then the Honda City really is your best bet. Why do I say that? Well, simply because it's the best of all worlds. It's great for refinement, it's great for fuel economy, it's great if you are a keen driver, and it's also very good for snob value. Yes, the Honda badge still has a lot of snob value, and this one will really hold its resale values very strongly. So what I'm essentially trying to say is that the Honda City is overall a great product, more so in its CVT automatic version. And before you blame me for being completely biased towards Honda, I'll end this video review right here. It's bye for now and hope to see you soon.